I want to ask you about this before we get too far into the current state of affairs. But there's a very old video on YouTube of you running down on a guy who, from what I could tell, seems like he's somewhat of a known guy. His name was Knightowl. You gave him the business.
A lot of people didn't like that.
Really? What caused that scenario in the first place?
Rest in peace, Knightowl.
Oh, he passed. Okay.
Rest in peace, Knightowl. Knightowl was a legend.
Mm.
You feel me? When it comes to the Chicano rap in our demographic, he was a legend, homie.
Where was he from?
San Diego.
Okay.
San Diego. But you know, it comes down to like those instances where like, are we being embraced by the big homies or are we being deterred by the big homies?
Mm.
You know, and it's easy to be like, you know, this is my game, you know.
And that's the vibe he was giving you?
That's the vibe that's the vibe that we got. It was like I don't know. We had a session set up to work together, and I was very excited about this, you know. He had like legendary cocaine. Shout out cocaine. My big dog cocaine, my Carnilio.
I thought you were saying that he just had a with cocaine. Okay.
No,
Right.
Cocaine the musician, homie, the legendary cocaine.
I was surprised you were going to just talk about that so freely.
And you know, he had a lot of these accolades under his belt that were, you know, to admire. You know, he worked with a lot of legends. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, reaching out and trying to connect and trying to make that connection, it was like, I don't know, he probably thought like, these fools, fuck these guys.
Mm.
And so he said he would come, and we, you know, like we sitting here waiting for him, he never came. So you know, he's me, hey, I'll be there next week for sure, Friday, expect me there. Friday came again, paid the engineer, nobody came.
Mm.
So there was,
and that's like, if you don't fuck with me, just let me know. You know?
So it wasn't just that. Well, that fine, you couldn't make it, but whatever.
Right.
But there was the internet was starting to pop off. It was barely popping off, and now little blogs were coming up. And for our genre, we had Chicano blogs pushing our music.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going on this blog. You know, I try to go on these blogs and post my links, and you know, like communicate with folks and go whatever the fuck, you know. And I remember seeing like a post on the blog, something, and someone hit me up. Hey, fool, you see what Knightoll's writing on there? Like, you writing some reckless shit. Like, I think you hanging out with his girl or something like that, or well, you know, somebody he was fond of or talked to or something. She was hanging out with us. She was a homegirl. She was good people. And the homie, you know, that was his friend. They did they thing. I don't know what, you know, what that relationship was about, but she come and it was, you know, all respectful, but he didn't like that shit. He didn't like that. And so he made it his business to be like, hey, you fools, you know, like if I see that you guys around, and I was like, man, you motherfucker, like you got the audacity, you didn't even show up. I mean, what do you mean? Now you like writing me on the internet? What weird shit is this, you know? And I didn't believe it. I saw this stuff and I thought, that's anybody. That's not the homie. But it was. He went on an interview, and then now he's like, yeah, you know, these new little rappers out here think they hard. And at the time, we started like documenting what we were doing, our shows, our events, all the street teaming, where we were at. And we'd compile it on a DVD. If we went to, you know, Japan, we were filming that shit and putting DVDs together with the soundtracks. I mean, we were working, homie. And apparently that was, you know, like all these guys make, you know, doing their little DVDs thinking that cool, they ain't shit and this, that, and the other. And I thought, fuck, homie, what the fuck?
So you end up seeing him at this event. You went there.
So I ended up seeing him at a studio.
Right.
And from what I was relayed, it was like, hey, he's here. He's with some people. They probably strapped up. And I'm like, well, then you slap the shit out of him, homie. Oh, no. And this guy. Oh, so there we go. And when we ran in there, it was like two regular ass people, like some white boy, some youngsters, some black fool, some white boy, and then him sitting on the couch, and I was like, fuck, homie, like, you fools might want to leave, you know, like, that way, you know, and the homies take the homie that way, and, you know, the little homie comes in, I go, record this shit.
What year are we talking?
Ah, fuck, I don't.
2005. Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, we in there, and yeah, the homie shook. He's fucking shook. Fucking Walter was like, damn, you know? And the way it's portrayed, it's like, well, oh, all these fools came in and punked them.
But it's just you in his face.
Scandalous, you know?
It's just you running up to him, though. It's like the other people are just kind of off to the side. Yeah.
Yes. So it wasn't like everyone was trying to fuck him up. Everyone was so busy that, you know, like, it was my prerogative to get with you. It was my prerogative. And when I told him, come, fool, we're gonna go outside. He was like, nah, like, I ain't going outside with you. And he sat there, you know. I was like, come on, fool, we going outside. And he didn't want to. So at that point, I thought, fuck, fool, this was a killer. This was a fucking killer. Like, I felt so maybe betrayed of the fondness I had for what he was doing and representing, that I thought, I'm not gonna punch him. Now I'm gonna slap him like a bitch.
And you're right about him not standing up, because I was watching that just thinking, like, as a reminder, if there's ever a scenario where it feels like somebody's gonna hit me, you better fucking stand up. Like, you can't just be sitting down. Because that makes you like defenseless, you know?
Sad.
God bless the dead. I didn't even know he was dead.
Sad, you know, like, sad, because I'm not. I mean, if we could have mended that, and he could have been my big homie, and he could have guided me, and he could have pushed me in the direction that he knew I was trying to go, then it would have been a different outcome. If he would have embraced me and loved me, then that wouldn't have, none of that would have developed, you feel me? I had a lot of respect and love for him. You know, anyone that I meet, it's like the teacher at school. You get an A. You get an A. You got an A. You got an A. You got an A. Then you start fucking up, then you got a B. Then you fuck up some more, and you got a C. And an F, get the fuck away from me. You know? And I try my best, homie. I try to be a good homie. You know? I made mistakes. I apologize, you know?
You and him never connected after that incident?
He hated me forever for that.
Really?
I ruined his life, homie.
Oh, really? That fucked up his career?
Damn. You know? And I got a lot of heat for it. People hated me for it. And that was the beginning of my stigma of, man, that fucking asshole.
Too gangster to fuck with.
Fuck that. I don't know.
But like,
fucking
people are probably
asshole.
saying that, right? Like,
I don't know. Maybe
he's
I don't
too
know.
street. He might fuck somebody up.
And that led to other encounters and other issues. And then at that point I thought, fuck it. I'm the most hated. I'll eat that. Fuck it.
Right.
You know? And then you just cutting yourself off from opportunities. People know you as what you're perceived to be. People talk about you as being something that you're not. Just like with that hype with, you know, when we talked, it's like, oh, that guy. The guy that went to chase that. And it's like, homie, you know, like, I'll eat it. I ain't tripping on none of that.